Okay, so let me try to get through this as quick as possible. Real quick, I need to send this to Gina's attorney, but I will be filing for attorney's fees again. I have already done this before. I'm doing it again. I'm asking for less money this time than I did the first time around because I need to hire an attorney again, and I do not have money for an attorney. So I just wrote up my own petition in handwriting because I just thought to do this on my way here, and I didn't have my computer to type it or anything. So anyways, petition for attorney's fees, special relief, advance and equitable distribution. Hello, I need to hire an attorney for custody/divorce, and I have no money for this. Eugene has all my money tied up as we are still married, and he has everything. I am requesting this honorable court to grant me $10,000 from Eugene Jeswali so I can afford to hire an attorney. Thank you. So last time I asked for 50 grand, which is basically what I've been gathering. It could end up like people are like, I had that one attorney, Cookie Monster, like basically like she offered like for me to buy my kids back, but she says tens of thousands of dollars, and it was not even a guarantee or something. I don't know how we're in this situation. It's not a right one. And I was so stressed yesterday that from not seeing my children, keep being kept from my children. I'm not, obviously he didn't let me talk to them again last night. He didn't bring them for their custody time. So this time I filed a police report at the Murraysville police station just to switch it up. And I mean, whatever. He lives in Murraysville, or I go to the other police station where I live, which is all in Franklin Regional. So anyways, I have this petition. I did FedEx it to the judge last night, but I realized after I had printed it and got home and was looking at it that I did not include the date that he kept me from my custody time again yesterday. And so anyways, and a couple other little points. Petition for contempt and emergency custody. So I'll be filing that shortly. Now into court comes Jennifer L. Jeswali, petitioner, who shows as follows. It's long, so I'm just going to skip over this part. Today I'm filing a contempt of court motion emergency custody hearing. Eugene kept my children from me again on Sunday, February 13th, 2022, making this a month and a half that he has kept all three children completely from seeing me. Phone calls are a struggle to get him to allow me to speak to my children at all, and usually he is not allowing a phone call with my children at all. Yes, so I made another police report concerning this. My daughter was sick on Monday and stayed home from school while I'm living right down the road and not able to see her or speak to her or be informed that she was sick and then taken to the hospital. Then on Tuesday, I spoke to my daughter Tuesday evening where she informed me she was taken to the emergency room at Forbes Hospital and was checked in. All I know is she had a runny nose, a headache, and tested negative for COVID. And then the phone was again ripped away from her, and I was hung up on. I then called back to try to say goodbye to my daughter and find out more on why she was taken to the hospital and by who. This is when Eugene answered and would not allow me to speak to my daughter again, and instead pursued an argument with me and tried antagonizing me and trying to traumatize me by saying he told the kids to say they do not want to see me when we go to court next. He also threatens that he is going to move far away with my children. He has essentially already kidnapped my children and threatening to do so completely by threatening to move them far away from me. My children do want to be with me. They are suffering from parental alienation, which is child abuse. My oldest son's Instagram recently had all his old pictures he posted removed and me removed from following him. This is just one example of the ongoing parental alienation happening to my children and I. Every single week since he has stolen custody of my children, he and his bigamous wife have been alienating them and violating the court order. They have no repercussions or remorse for being contempt week after week and doing everything in their power to try to turn my kids against me and to try to keep them from me. I raised my children. I'm a wonderful mother, and I have never been accused of abusing my children. However, the court continues to allow E. Jaswali and M. Nagel to commit child abuse and allows them to alienate my children from me and allows them to even continually defy court order week after week. This time, my children have been completely kept from me for over a month and a half with no end in sight, not allowing phone calls and abruptly ending my calls with my children. Eugene and his paramour, M. Nagel, cyber-stalk me and stalk and harass me by any means they can find, which is why I am forced to tell what is happening to my children and I for our protection. I request Eugene to be held in contempt for violating a court order and held accountable for his and his paramour's malicious actions against my 3 children and myself. Eugene continues to try to get me in trouble any way possible, as well as using the court system against my children and I. I am just a mom trying to get her kids back and to do what is in the best interest of our 3 children, which is to be with their mother who raised them. This is extreme ongoing abuse to be keeping my children from me week after week. I would also like to bring to the court's attention that Eugene was also recently charged with 2 counts of unlawful activities and 1 count of operating a vehicle without a license and is facing trial. Please see attached police report. Every single week since he has stolen custody from my children, he and his bigamous wife have been alienating them from me and violating the court order. So then I accidentally just put the same thing twice, and this is what I meant to not to fix. Okay, it's fine. It's just a short paragraph. I raised my children. I'm a wonderful mother, and I have never been accused of abusing my children. However, the court continues to allow E. Jaswali and M. Nagel to commit child abuse and allows them to alienate my children from me and allows... We are suffering from the loss of our family life. We need to be returned, and this type of abuse committed on my children and myself by Eugene and Melissa Nagel is uncalled for and needs to please end, please. I request Eugene to be placed on paid supervised visitation in a mental and drug evaluation. He should be held accountable to the same standards I am, which I've never been drug tested, and I was in jail, but passed, which is not alienating, and I have no problems doing a drug test. And the mental eval said there's no reason to be keeping my kids from me. So anyways, I talk about the church, and I'm about to run out of time here. And I talk about the church saying that he wants to abolish the court system, and this is on our recorded Zoom meeting where Gino agreed to give me 50% custody. I did I'm just so exhausted. I messed some of this up, but it's still good enough. As far as I've just been doing emergency hearings week after week, and this is getting confusing, and some of these things is getting jumbled together, and this one is not perfect either. But however, I beg this honorable court to do the right thing and return the Jaswali children full time to their mother.